Hello. This is Antya from Byte Shuffle. Thank you as always for watching my videos. This time, I've put together a guide on how to approach the Death Taxes matchup when playing Ad Nauseam Tendrils, as well as my thoughts on sideboarding. It's a bit old, but there's a video about the basics of Ad Nauseam Tendrils linked in the description and at the end of this video, so feel free to check it out if you're interested. Here is the deck list we will be using this time. I'll keep this hand, since it looks like I can go all in early. My opponent is most likely playing Death Taxes. I'm going to dig for one of the two copies of Boseiju Who Endures in my deck. I stacked it with Tendrils of Agony first, followed by Chrome Mox. I'm locked out, and it's a nearly hopeless situation. I'll forcibly break the lock using Infernal Tutor. What I'm grabbing is Cabal Ritual, in case my opponent plays Talia, Guardian of Thraben. I managed to draw Boseiju Who Endures here, and I was so happy I just ended the turn. Good players should play their Lotus Petal before passing the turn. I'll take out Aethersworn Canonist with Abrupt Decay. I'm going all in from here. I'll increase the mana needed for the combo. I'll use Gia's Will to reuse the resources in my graveyard. I build up my mana and increase my storm count. Just to be safe, I'm building up my storm count to play around Swords to Plowshares and Solitude. Before sideboarding, I'd like to review the list we used. First, the conclusion. I will explain it step by step. These are the cards in Death Taxes that affect Ad Nauseam Tendrils. First, there's Thoughtseize, which can strip an important card from our hand. However, since the opponent isn't playing Chalice of the Void, we can use our draw spells without any issues. Because of that, we can rely on draw spells like Ponder and Brainstorm to quickly rebuild our hand. Next, there are non-creature permanents like Deafening Silence and Disruptor Flute, as well as hate bears such as Talia, Guardian of Thraben, Aethersworn Canonist, and Spirit of the Labyrinth. To deal with these, we bring in cards like Abrupt Decay, Heritage Reclamation, Hide on the Ceiling, and additional lands like Forest. I mistakenly confused Heritage Reclamation with Return to Nature, so in this game I'm using Return to Nature instead. Some of you might have noticed a discrepancy between the deck list shown at the beginning and this one. Thanks for your understanding. Whether or not to include a forest is a matter of preference. But in most cases, you'll be using green mana to remove the opponent's permanents and hate bears. I bring these in with the idea of removing their permanents at the end of their turn, or in response to the non-basic lands we've carelessly deployed, making it harder for the opponent to effectively utilize cards like White Orchid Phantom, Ghost Quarter, and Wasteland. In exchange, we take out Veil of Summer and Duress. This is because the main way we lose the matchup is to the opponent's permanents or hate bears, making these cards relatively low impact. Next, there's Mindbreak Trap. While we generally prefer to cut Hand Disruption, we keep it in to help deal with the opponent's Mindbreak Trap. For the hand disruption we keep in the deck, I think Thoughtseize is the best option since it can also hit hate bears. Of course, it's also reasonable to cut Hand Disruption altogether and accept that if the opponent happens to have a 1 or 2 of in their 80-card deck, you'll just lose to it. Next, there are graveyard hate cards like Fairy Macabre and Grafdigger's Cage. To both play around the opponent's graveyard hate and increase our deck speed, we bring in the Ad Nauseam package, including Ad Nauseam and Chrome Mox. In exchange, we cut Reign of Filth and Cabal Ritual. This is because both players are aiming for a faster game pace. Reign of Filth, which relies on having multiple lands in play to function as mana acceleration, and Cabal Ritual, which often only functions as a 2-mana Lotus Petal in the early turns. Both have relatively low impact on the game. I'm looking for a faster hand, so I'll take a mulligan. I put Tendrils of Agony and Chrome Mox on the bottom. I'm digging for a combo piece. Didn't find it, so I shuffle. The name chosen for Disruptor Flute is Boseiju Who Endures. I think this choice anticipates that we have limited ways to deal with enchantments. I'm digging for land. I put back Thoughtseize first, followed by a fetch land. I take out Deafening Silence with Abrupt Decay. I'm going all in from here. I'll increase the mana needed for the combo. The card named with Disruptor Flute is Beseech the Mirror. My opponent might think I'm playing Saga Storm. I'll activate Lion's Eye Diamond to enable Hellbent. Since the graveyard is shut down, I'll go for the Ad Nauseam line instead. With Infernal Tutor, if I can get up to 6 mana and have Lion's Eye Diamond, I can win from there. I'll use Discard to check what's ahead. I build up my mana and increase my storm count. I win with Tendrils of Agony. Thank you very much for watching until the end. I apologize for the many misplays along the way. I hope we can all continue to improve at Magic together. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. I'll see you again in the next video. This is Antya, signing off.